Hello, this is HK Math, and I would like to share with you a short tutorial that will use the algebra balance scales to solve a multi-step linear equation. Most of the equations that I have looked at up to this point have not contained any negative numbers. So this one does. If we look at this equation, it's 3 times some number minus 1 equals 2 times that number plus 1. This minus can be thought of as plus a negative 1. 3x plus a negative 1 equals 2x plus 1. With the balance beam, we are first asked to model the problem. So we are going to use 3 weights that are unknown, and we're going to add the negative 1, which is the same as subtracting 1. And on the other side, we are going to place 2 weights and balance the beam with a unit weight. So the beam is balanced. So now we have to figure out how we can move X weights or unit weights or add weights so that we can come up with a solution of what the X weight is equal to. So, because there is an X weight on both sides, I'm going to remove it. And as long as I do the same thing to both sides, wow, I don't have the answer until I have X by itself. I want to know the weight of the unknown box or block. So I'm going to add a positive 1 to this side, which means I have to add a positive 1 to this side. Now I had a purpose in doing that because I know that a 1 added to a negative 1 is essentially the same as having nothing there. So I can remove nothing, and we can see that the equation is balanced. X has a value of 2. Now, I am saying that the answer to this problem, or the solution to this problem, is X equals 2. Now let me take a look at this problem another way. I'm going to clear the problem, and I'm going to go back and place my weights, and I actually have the same placement as I did before. But this time, I'm going to demonstrate the mathematics as we go. You notice that I push continue. Here is our equation, and I'm being asked, what should we do to both sides? Should we add to both sides? Should we subtract? Should we multiply both sides? Or should we divide? I'm going to subtract. Notice that I'm pushing the minus sign and the word changes to subtract. So I'm subtracting 2x's from both sides. And I don't have to move it this time. I just hit subtract from both sides x. So I type in x. In fact, I want it to be 2x. And I hit go. So the 2x's are moved. And I'm left with this equation. X minus 1 equals 1. So we've gone from our starter equation to an equivalent equation, but I don't have the solution yet. So what can I do? I could subtract this negative 1. So I could subtract a negative 1 from both sides. Or I could add 1. I think I'm going to add 1. And I hit go. And note that I get the same solution as I got when I did the problem without the operations shown. When I first started out, I simply moved the weights, added weights, took away weights until I got x equals 2. Here, I did not move weights. I performed one of the 4 operations to both sides. The work was done for me by this particular applet. The result was shown, and we end up with the solution x equals 2. Let's check that solution. 3 times 2 minus 1 is 5. 2 times 2 plus 1 is 5. So the correct solution is 2. I want to remind you that this particular applet was developed by staff at Utah State University. This balance beam is part of the National Library of Virtual Manipulatives. If you would like to practice problems using the balance beam, go to NLVM, the National Library of Virtual Manipulatives. You might want to do a search for the address, and there are many manipulatives that can be used to model problems across mathematics. Well, for some reason I'm losing my voice. I hope that you found this tutorial useful, and I'm going to say thank you for listening. Bye now.